welcome to Slider Games and our first 40K battle report of 2022. I hope you had a great new year. Things are off to a good start for you. Today we are playing 2,000 points, and to celebrate a new year, we're going to try something new. We're playing a matched play game here today. It's still narrative. My T'au Force Sunars, they just secured the planet Zamzara. The T'au Sept has occupied the planet, which has freed up Sunars to pursue other interests, such as the discovery of something large floating just outside the system. Upon further investigation, they found a space hulk, which they are investigating. And during this investigation, they've come across some orcs. Whether the orcs were already here looting, or if they've been flying this thing around, we're not sure, but that is what has happened. We're playing the Overrun match play mission. We've got 6 objectives on the board. 2 over here, 1 here by this tower, 2 more here, and then another one on the opposite side of that big tower. And we've got our long table edge for deployment here. But in control of our dread mob today, Jerry, welcome back.
Thanks, good to be here.
Yeah, awesome. And the reason we're playing match play is because you are going to LVO, is that correct?
Yes, but I'm going to LVO to play the friendly game, not the competitive game.
Perfect. But you've brought your list, or the list you're working on to come, so we're going to give you some tournament practice here and see if some orcs can chop up some T'au.
Yep, Big Neck Gobsmacker will be doing his work today.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Very cool stuff. Let's take a look at the armies. Here we are, 2,000 points exactly of my Sunar Sept. They are using T'au Sept rules, so 5s to hit in Overwatch. I've actually got 2 detachments here to give me both of my commanders. So we've got Brave Stand there on the left in charge. That's the Warlord. He's in the battalion detachment. And then on the right here is Skyfire. She is controlling the patrol detachment. And in her patrol, we have her with 4 fusion blasters and 2 shield drones. She's also bringing the 3 crisis suits, which also each have 3 fusion blasters and 2 shield drones. Those 4 will probably all be in man to hold. And then they have also brought 2 5-man squads of Pathfinders. The squad here in front has a pulse accelerator drone and 2 gun drones. And then the squad in the back has a recon drone, 2 gun drones, and the grav inhibitor drone that will slow down charges, hopefully. And then both detachments have 3 5-man fire warrior squads. And in the battalion detachment, we do have Brave Stand with their 3 missile pods and an ATS with 2 shield drones. We've got a Cadre Fireblade with 2 marker drones. And then they've brought along 2 3-man squads of stealth suits with 2 gun drones each, fusion blasters on the Shaz Rays, and ATSs on the burst cannon fellas. They also have our 2 broadside battle suits, 1 high yield missile pod with 2 shield drones, the other one I've given the prototype Magna rail rifle with 2 shield drones. They both also have ATSs. Then they also have what would be Long Strike if this was an actual T'au list, but he's just our tank ace there. He's got a Seeker missile as well as the ion cannon, and then another Hammerhead with an ion cannon with them. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I did spend another command point to give cross-linked stabilizer jets to the Crisis team. Lets them reroll once to hit and wound when shooting weapons. But that is our 2,000 points of Sunars. Let's take a look at the Orks. And here is the Dread Mob. 1,995 points of Orc beautifulness. Just wonderful. All right, before I ooh and all too much, why don't you tell us about the list, Jerry?
All right, well, the list is the Dread Mob as it currently exists in 9th edition. So it's led by the Big Mech Gobsmacker, and he's got 2 supporting mechs in training that are going to be going along with him.
Very nice.
We have 3 squads of Death Dreads that are a mix of shooty and fighty, and there are 3 squads of Killicans that are a mix of loadouts, and then we have 2 squads of boys for a little bit of OBSEC. And everything is pretty much WYSIWYG. The 1 mech obviously is custom modeled, but
Oh yeah, this guy back here, the green one.
Yeah.
It's got a Space Wolf axe and a Sister's Rhino door for a shield. I like it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. All right, they are just absolutely beautifully modeled, very orky, as it should be. All right, cool. Let's take a look at deployment. We are deployed for our 2,000 point matched play Overrun mission here. So with the T'au, secondary objectives, obviously. So I have bring them down, because many vehicles to shoot here. I also have engage on all fronts, so I need to get into table quarters. And I have deploy teleport homers, which involves me getting within 12 inches, wholly within 12 inches of my opponent's deployment zone with an infantry unit and doing an action. So we'll see how that works out for me. I'm not sure that that's the smartest thing in the world for me to take, but I thought it kind of made sense. We're exploring the Space Hulk. They might not be teleport homers for T'au. Maybe they're setting up beacons so they can analyze what's deeper within this Space Hulk. But for the most part, I've got a bit of a castle here in the middle with Commander Brave Stand, High Yield Missile Pod, Broadside, couple Fire Warrior squads, the Cadre Fireblade, and some Pathfinders with the Pulse Accelerator drone. Then camping this center objective, we got some Fire Warriors and a Pathfinder squad with the Grav Inhibitor drone. Fire Warriors here to go onto that objective someday for our primaries. And then some stealth suits forward deployed over here on the edge to jump around and harass from the edge there. And then our other stealth suits are up here on this center platform. I just thought it looked cool. It does give them some good firing options if I go first, or to counter stuff if they don't get shot off the board immediately. And then on the other end, we've got another squad of Fire Warriors on the flank with the two Hammerheads, our tank ace there on the left, the regular one, and then our Magna rail rifle broadside. I put him out here by himself because he does have some good firing lanes down this path in the center, and then over here on the edge to some of the bigger boys. Oh, I do have one more thing I think I forgot. There is a Fire Warrior squad over here on the flank as well hidden, hopefully to move up and to do some objective taking later. And then I do have Skyfire, the Fusion Blaster Commander, and the Crisis Suits in Manta Reserve. And what are we doing with the Dread Mob over here?
Well, deployment is typical, lots of clanking metal together, just basically where it fits on the board. The majority is cans in the front, death dreads in the back. We've got some boys sitting on objectives, nothing forward deployed, no special tactics engaged.
Yeah, and everything's on the board for the Dread Mob. Yeah, nothing in reserve. But yeah, just spread off across the line, up right to the edge of the deployment zone, so they're ready to move forward.
Yeah.
It seems they've been looting this Space Hulk for a while. It's got a lot of shiny bits and mechanization happening here. All right, but we need to determine first turn. This is match play, so whoever wins just goes first. Are you ready to roll, sir?
Sure.
All right, I'll let you roll first.
See what happens.
Oh, it's a mystery.
That's
a 1. All right. Anything but a 1. That's a 2. I'll take it. So we will go into T'au turn 1. Movement has completed for T'au. Down here on this end, our drones advanced over here. They are now in this table quarter, which will give me 2 points for engage on all fronts. I'll be in 3 table quarters now. It does leave the Fire Warriors and these stealth suits a little bit exposed with no drone savior protocols, but everybody can fire down into that squad of cans over there. The drones aren't going to be able to shoot anything they can't see, but I'll take it for 2 points. This squad moved over here onto the platform from that corner, also hoping to get some shots down into this group. I actually didn't move this Fire Warrior squad. I want to keep them there, make sure they don't get shot off the board before I can jump on that objective next turn. Both squads of Pathfinders moved before the first turn. These guys just shuffled up a very small amount to get some better range down here. These guys moved out, hopefully to mark some cans or something this direction. And this squad here on the objective did not move. We didn't actually do much other moving. The Cadre Fireblade, the drones, and Fire Warriors here shifted over towards the objective so they can shoot. But both Hammerheads, Commander, Brave Stand, both broadsides stayed still. And then these Fire Warriors ventured forward. I do have to get into the deployment zone, or wholly within 12 inches of the Ork deployment zone to do my deploying teleport homers, or deploying beacons, we'll call it, for the T'au. But that is movement for the T'au. Let's come back with some shooting. We have done a little bit of shooting. Marker lights. All the marker lights have fired. Fired the Cadre Fireblade, his marker drones, and this squad of Pathfinders into that squad of cans right next to the objective. And I did spend a command point on aerial targeting, but they are up to 5 marker lights, so we'll reroll hit rolls of 1 and +1 ballistic skill. I then also fired these Pathfinders through the dense terrain into that yellow Death Dread, and we've got 1 marker light on him. So reroll 1s if anybody targets him. They didn't have... I'm actually probably going to shoot more stuff into that cans unit, but they were out of range, so I figured I'd just get a marker where I could. But to kick off the proper shooting, our high yield missile pod broadside, he is going to be firing into the cans with all of his stuff. We'll start with the high yield missile pod. So these are strength 7, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. That's pretty good. That's real good. 7 hits. And these are strength 7, toughness 5, so 3s to wound. Alright, okay. 5 wounds, AP -2. And these will be D3 damage apiece.
So, 5 wounds. These are going to be saving on 5s.
Okay. See, 2 saves, so 3 go through, D3 damage each. So I'll roll these. I guess I could roll the first 2 at the same time because 3 won't kill anybody. But that is 4 wounds, so 1 will die with the 3rd die roll. Because it's D3 damage each, 5 wounds apiece. Alright, so we kill 1. And then we will fire his smart missiles as I gather the dice. So again, hitting on, oops, drop dice, don't count. Hitting on 3s for the marker lights. Rerolling the 1. Nice, good shooting again, 7 hits. But these are strength 5. Toughness 5, so 4s to win this time. And that was as bad as you can get, missing them all. Okay, so we took out 1 kilocan. Let's see what's next. Up next is the Hammerhead gunship. He's going to fire in at that squad as well. He's going to be hitting on a 2 with the +1 ballistic skill. I'm going to overcharge his ion cannon. I need D6 shots for 5. All right, we'll take that. These will hit on 2s. They all hit. And it's strength 8 now, but still wounding on 3s. 3 wounds, AP -2, but a flat 3 damage.
Again, we're needing 5s. 1.
So 2 go through at 3 damage each. Pop another can. And then we'll fire in the smart missiles. Grab that die.
Take one out of the back.
Okay. And these are going to be hitting on 2s again. Rerolling 1s for the marker lights. 7 hits. And again, wounding on 4s. Let's see if we can get a wound this time. That was better. 4 wounds. No AP on these.
3 ups?
Yeah.
We're good.
All right, made them all. All right,
So,
taking out 2 cans. All right, let's see what's next. Picking up in the shooting phase, the only other thing that happened, this group over here, the stealth team and the Fire Warriors fired into the cans. They did 1 wound. The fusion blaster missed. All these drones here, they also did fire in at the yellow marked Death Dread. No damage done. And we're going to go ahead and shift to the stealth team. They're going to go ahead and fire everything into him as well. We'll start with the burst cannons. They will hit on 4s, rerolling 1s. No 1s, but we got 4 hits. And these will be 5s to wound. 2 wounds at AP -1.
for us. No.
Oh, 2 damage. Go through. And then we'll fire the fusion blaster. Needs a 4. And it misses. Okay, so that is all of that. We've done a couple wounds there. 1 to that guy. Let's come back over here. I've been really debating on how to split this fire over here, so let me think for one more moment. Since I plucked a couple wounds off of the yellow Death Dread, I've decided the Magnum Rail Rifle, he can see him down there. He's going to take his shots down there. I already fired the smart missiles into the kilocans that were marked and did 1 damage. But now I have 2 shots hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. That's a hit and a reroll. Just 1 hit, okay. And then this is strength 9, so a 3 to wound. It does wound, AP minus 5.
No save.
So D6 damage, minimum 3. So 3 more damage.
That leaves him with 3 remaining.
3 remaining. Okay. We've got our tank ace left to fire and a blob of fire warriors. Let's see what happens next. We have done a little bit more shooting. This squad of fire warriors, they fired in at the marked cans and did 1 damage, which leaves 1 on 3 wounds. So I'm going to fire my tank ace. He is going to shoot everything into them. So he hits on a 2, minus 1 for the dense cover, plus 1 for the marker light. So he's back to hitting on 2. And I'm going to start with an overcharged ion cannon shot. So D6 shots for 5. All right, we will take that for sure. These will hit on 2s. Rerolling once with the marker lights. Yep. All right, that's better. And then these will all wound on 3s. These are vehicles, though, right?
Yes.
Let me check one thing real quick. Yeah, checking the rules for Long Strike here, our tank ace. He does get +1 to wound vehicles, so he'll wound these guys on 2s. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like minimum 10 wound vehicles or something like that. But so we've got 5 hits, wounding on 2s. I rolled a 1. So let's see. I'm going to re-roll this 1 with my command point. Because doing 3 damage, I'll kill 1 on 3. If I can get this to go through, I'll kill 3 of them. Alright, so they all wound. AP minus 2. 5 wounds at AP minus 2. And I spent a command point to do that. Ooh, making
Save 3.
saves. So 3 damage will kill the wounded one, and then another one will take 3 damage. And we just realized ramshackle, but these guns are strength 8 when they're overcharged, so it will not reduce incoming damage. So 3, 2 flat 3. So 1 goes, and then the next one will take 3 damage. And I think I've got my commander left to shoot, and maybe some fire warriors will come back after that. We have continued in the shooting phase. We also did remember cans explode, and one of them did blow up. We rolled them, and it did 1 mortal wound to the squad beside him, 2 mortal wounds to the squad itself, which killed another can. Then I went ahead and fired these 10 fire warriors. 2 of them had to fire at a Death Dread because they couldn't see from behind these barrels. And the other 8 fired into the cans. No damage was done. Last thing to shoot, the commander is going to fire in at the cans. Hits on a 2, rerolling 1s for marker lights, and for his warlord trait, which I forgot to mention is Master of the Koyan. Okay, so that's all hits. And these are strength 7, so 3s to wound. So that's 4 wounds at AP minus 2. Fail them
1
all.
save. Oh no, AP minus 2. No,
Okay.
so no saves.
And these are D3 damage each, so I can roll 2 at a time since nobody's wounded over there. So that's 1 damage, 2 damage, and then 3, and then you reduce by 1 for ramshackle. So it's 4 total damage, so it doesn't take 1 out. Okay, so 1 is down to 1 wound left. And that is all of the shooting for the T'au. And at the conclusion of their turn 1, we will get 2 points for engage on all fronts because of those drones over there bravely venturing forward. Not scoring primaries, obviously, Oh, I do get points for bring it down as well.
Yeah, you brought down.
So I took out 4. So I'm going to have 6 points.
Is it per model or per unit?
That's a great question. Yes, we double checked, and it is per model, so I will have 6 points. We also went ahead and rolled the morale for the Killicans, and they rolled a 1, so they are good to go. But at the conclusion of T'au turn 1, it is 6 points to 0, moving into Ork turn 1. Movement has concluded for the Dread Mob. Some advancing, but mostly just moving forward. Some healing going on. And then you are beginning to do one of your secondary objectives, get the good bits. So there are some grots here in the cans getting that objective. You can kind of see under a base. The boys in the back are getting one, and the boys down there also getting one. And then the Orcs' other 2 objectives are engage on all fronts and Overrun, which is the mission-specific one, which involves taking my objectives. But what's the plan here? What's the scheme the boys are hatching?
All right, so we have charges getting ready. We're going to have some shooting, and then we'll have some charges planned. Due to the terrain, I was kind of restricted in what movements could happen. So there's going to be more shooting than I normally do with this mob in the first turn. A WOG was declared.
Yes.
Just for the 2 or 3 charges we are going to get off.
All right.
And then to be determined if I spend any command points or anything for charges.
All right. Oh, there was a command point spent on an advance roll
Yes.
for the cans here underneath that little platform. Rolled a 2, command pointed, and rolled another 2.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the advancing there. But all right, we will go on to the shooting phase.
5, 4.
Partially into our shooting phase. The killer cans fired in and wiped out the fire warriors. The boys in the back fired their pistols up to the stealth team but did no damage, and now we've got some death dreads firing up into the stealth suits.
So I'm shooting all of the rockets from these into the stealth suits.
Yeah, they are separate units, but we're firing them together just for the sake of firing them together. Yeah.
And because they're -1 to hit, they're hitting on 6s. No 6s.
Ooh, no 6s. The stealth team survives with their stealth technology. Let's see what's next. Shooting has concluded for the Orks. We had this squad under the bridge. They advanced. They didn't get to shoot anything. We did have some shots coming in from the Death Dreads. They killed a fire warrior and a drone, took 1. Then over here, these Death Dreads fired in, took 2 wounds off of the broadside. I did not try to save it with the drones on him, saving those up for something juicier. And then over here, I'm not sure, did we mention this squad got wiped out by fire over here, and everything else did fire. The little mech guy down there, he fired up at the stealth team. The boys fired at the stealth team. Nothing happening with that. All right, let's go on to the orkier of the phases, the charge phase. We got 2 charges. We'll start over here. The cans trying to go into the stealth team. We'll see if they can get in, and then we'll fire Overwatch. This is that's a 10. They are in.
Yeah.
You are evil sons, which I'm not sure if we've mentioned that yet. So +1 to move, advance, and charges. But I will fire some Overwatch. Let's go ahead and just do that now. How many wounds? That guy's got 4 wounds. We'll fire the fusion blaster. Hits on a 5. Okay, no. And then I've got 8 burst cannon shots. If I can find some die in my pocket. Hitting on 5s. I've got 2 hits. Wounds on 4s. No wounds. Okay, so they make it in. No damage done in Overwatch. Do you want to swing over here and?
Yeah.
So the other one. This is we got the Killicans. Since the wall was declared, even though they advance, they can still charge. They're going into these little pathfinders right here. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. It's tough to get to stay up. I think this is a 7-inch they needed.
Yeah.
And that is a 7, so they are in. I'll fire some Overwatch with them off camera. I don't think their pulse carbines are going to do a lot. But those are the only 2 charges. We'll come back with some brutally murdered T'au, I'm sure. Believe it or not, the Pathfinders did not survive. So these killer cans, we did that off camera. They smushed them pretty easily, and they have consolidated forward. We're going to come over here. We've got 30 attacks into 3 stealth suits. But these are -1 to hit, even in combat, so it'll be 5s to hit for the Killicans.
One cocked.
We'll see how many that is and come back. That was 12 hits, and it's strength 8, toughness 4, so 2s to wound. And there are 12. No ones. 12. And the AP on these?
-3.
-3. They do have a 3-up save, so I'll just roll 8 6s here to see if we can survive. I save 1, so that's 7. I need to roll 4 more. Alright, I saved 1. 11. I don't know how much damage it is, but 2
3
wounds.
each.
Yeah, so very dead stealth team. Alright, and that will be the end. We'll consolidate these guys. For scoring, though, what do we have? I don't think... Ooh, you may be able to consolidate these guys into this quarter of the table, so you may get some points for...
That's the plan.
For the old engage on all fronts. Let's come back with that consolidation. We'll tally up the score at the end of turn 1. Well, we were thinking consolidate, but they do have to go to the closest unit. So since I had these drones over here, they did have to come back. So no engage on all fronts for the Orks, because those middle guys, they are wholly within a different table quarter, but they're within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. And the, what's it called? The action they're doing for the...
Get the good bits.
Get the good bits. So that scores in the next command phase. So at the end of turn 1, it will be T'au 6, Orks 0, but they have 3 potentials to score if I can't remove any of those units. Let's go on to T'au turn 2. Movement has concluded for the T'au, and I took forever for this. I had some hard choices to make. But I'll start with some of the more basic stuff. The broadside here, he moved back a little bit. Fire warriors moved up closer to that dense cover. This blob of fire warriors, drones, and the cadre fireblade all moved up, so they're all within 18 inches. So with the pulse accelerator and the cadre fireblade, they'll have 3 shots each into that mob of Killicans. The broadside and my commander also shifted backward. I'm not going to get out of the range of the charge, so I just wanted to get them all close together so that they could all fire Overwatch together if they needed to. The Pathfinders, they slid out, so they're a little bit further away from the Killicans, and they can fire their marker lights. These guys shifted up. I did make a mistake. I was thinking after movement. This is my first time playing match play, as you can tell, so I should have moved them last turn. So I would have scored here, but I only got 5 points for the primaries for holding 2 objectives instead of the 10 I could have got if I would have moved them last turn. But there they are, live and learn. The stealth team, they slid further down the rail to try to get some shots into the boys. And then finally, I actually advanced these guys backward to try to get them really far away, but they only rolled a 1. So they're sitting ducks for the Killicans. But yeah, that's it. So I got 5 points for the primaries. Oh, last thing, most important thing, the thing that took me forever. I did bring in Commander Skyfire and her 3 crisis buddies there with all their fusion blasters and shield drones. I was really debating whether to put them in this corner and just concentrate all my heavy fire into this clump of stuff, or to send them over here and try to take out these Killicans. And the thought was, the decision I've made basically is these cans are pretty much going to go unchecked through this part of my line, unfortunately, because I thought I could put them over here and take these cans out, but then all the heavy stuff they want to shoot with their fusion blasters are so far away. So I went ahead and decided to sacrifice the right flank for the greater good. The plan here is wipe all this stuff out and then move up and start doing my other secondaries, taking objectives out of the home turf of the Orks, and go from there. But that's it for the T'au movement in turn 2. Let's see some shooting. Here we are partially through the shooting phase. We fired our marker lights. Everybody fired in these Pathfinders, the 2 gun drones, and the Cadre Fireblade into him, and I ended up spending 2 command points, one for uplinked marker light and one for aerial targeting, but there are 5 marker lights on the cans there in the center. That's what that green die is representing. Coming back to this side, these gun drones fired into the cans, did nothing. The fire warriors down here, and the burst cannons from the stealth team fired into the boys, killed 1. The fusion blaster, which I didn't film because I didn't think anything would happen, fired into the yellow Def Dread. He wounded and did 3 damage. He's down to 2. And then these 2 drones took 2 wounds off of the red Dread down here. But what we're about to see is 9 fire warriors firing in rapid fire range with the Cadre Fireblade into these cans. So it's 27 shots hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Let's see what we can do here. All right, let's come back with some re-rolls. We've got 18 wounds in there after re-rolls, so we're looking for 4. Strength 5, toughness 5. All right, let's see how many that is. Only 4 got through, unfortunately, but 4 saves.
1 gets through.
27 shots. 1 damage. All right, very nice. Let's see what's next. All right, we fired in pretty much all my other small stuff. The drone here, those fire warriors, 3 of these fire warriors fired in. We do have 1 can down to 1 wound. I'm going to go ahead and fire the broadside, high yield missile pod broadside. He's going to start with his smart missiles into him, try to take out that guy that's got 1 wound left. So these are hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. There's a 1 to re-roll. All right, a few 2s, 5 hits, and these are strength 5, so 4s. That is 3 wounds, AP minus 1 on these smart missiles.
4 ups.
Okay.
Save 1, take 2. So
Okay, so 1 will die. Does he explode?
let's find out.
He does not. And another one will take 1 damage. And then we'll fire the high yield missile pods. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Many 1s in there. Ooh, okay. So 5 hit. And these are strength 7, so 3s to wound. So 3 wounds at AP minus 2.
So 5 ups.
Oh, nice. Saves them all. All right, that's... hoping to kill another one there. All right, interesting. Let's see what's next. After the not so great killing of Killicans, I've taken a break from that. Coming over here. We've selected our crisis team. I spent 2 command points on coordinated engagement on this Def Dread. And I'm going to fire 1 crisis suit into him. So 3 shots will have the effect of 5 marker lights. The other 2 guys are going to fire into this guy. So we're splitting our fire, seeing if we can take out 2 Def Dreads with 1 squad. We'll start with the guy firing into our coordinated engagement. So these are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and he'll re-roll 1s to wound with his cross-link stabilizer jets. So there's a 1 to re-roll. Okay, they all hit. Oops.
Ooh.
He must have got caught in the crossfire there. And then these are strength 8, toughness 7, so 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. I rolled a 2. All right, so 2 wounds, but it's AP minus 4.
No save.
So 2d6. I need to get 8 damage in here. And I rolled a 6. I would need a 5. I'm not going to spend a command point. So he's down to 2 wounds left. And then the other 2 guys are firing into this Def Dread. So they're going to hit on 4s, but they'll reroll 1s with their cross-link stabilizer jets. Okay, they got 4 in. That's good. These will be 3s to wound and re-rolling 1s again for the prototype weapon system. So 3 wounds go through. Needs 8. And that is 7. I'll spend a command point. Okay, so they do kill this one in the center. Does he explode?
No.
He does not explode. All right, so we've killed 1, brought 1 down to 2 wounds. Let's see what's next. Okay, I've spent my command point, so I have no rerolls left, but for the greater good, our commander Skyfire, she's going to split fire as well. She's firing 1 fusion blaster into the wounded one, 3 fusion blasters down here. Now she has no rerolls. We'll start with this guy. So these are 3 shots hitting on 2s. They all, oh, there's a 1. Okay, 3s to wound. They both wound. 2d6. I need 8. I got 7 again. So this guy's on 1 wound. And now hits 2s to hit on the one guy, and I roll a 1. Okay, and there you go. That's why you don't split fire, everybody. That is exactly why you don't split fire. Okay, we're running low on assets. Let's see what's next. I've decided Commander Brave Stand, he is going to fire in at this wounded one. So he'll hit on 3s because he's firing through cover. I need 3s to hit, no rerolls. Okay, we've got 5 hits, that's good. Strength 7, toughness 7, so 4s to wound though. And I wound 3 times at AP -2 on this one right here.
3?
Yep. -2 AP.
Save 2, take 1.
Oh, and it's D3 damage, which is reduced by 1 since it's strength 7, so I need a 5 or a 6. That's a 5. Okay, so even with -1, it's still 2 damage. Does he explode? He does explode. Nice shooting, Commander.
So D3.
For 2 on the little guy.
And then on this guy.
3 on...
So that takes him out.
Oh, does he explode? He does not explode. Alright, nice work. Took out 2 with 1 very lucky shot there by Commander Brave Stand. Alright, we've got some more. The tanks, the hammerheads, and 1 last broadside to shoot. Let's see what we want to do. Next up, we have our tank ace. He fired his smart missiles and did 1 damage here to the killicans because they don't need line of sight. And then he is firing his big gun into this Death Dread here on my right. And I did spend a command point, so he is getting 6 shots with his overcharged gun. I don't need to roll for it. These are going to hit on 2s. He is firing through this, but he gives himself and all other hammerheads +1 to hit, so 2 to 3 back to 2. But no rerolls. They all hit, and this is strength 8 with the overcharge, so 3s to wound. So that's 5 wounds at AP -2. They are flat 3 damage.
So 5 ups. No saves.
Okay, so that will take him out with 15 damage. Does he blow up?
Nope.
He does not blow up. Okay. Taking out a couple cans,
3 dreads.
3 dreads. Alright, we've got 2 more things to shoot. Let's see what's next. Next up, we have our other hammerhead. He's going to fire into the killicans that are marked. He is going to hit on 2s with the marks. I'm overcharging his ion cannon so we get D6 shots. For 5, again, I've rolled 5 every time on that. That's pretty nice. So these hit on 2s with the marker lights. Reroll 1s, they all hit. And these will be 3s to wound. 4 wounds at AP -2 on the cans. Flat 3 damage.
5 ups.
Ooh.
No saves.
Okay, so that'll be 3 will kill 1, the first one. And then the next 2 will kill another. And then a third one will take 3 damage. And do any of these fellas explode?
Let's find out. So, explode?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Okay. And then I am firing the smart missiles in there as well. So these are hitting... Oh, I need that one. 8 shots. Yep. These will hit on 2s again. Rerolling 1s. They all hit again. Nice shooting by this guy. He might be a tank ace in the making. But these are 4s to wound. So it looks like 4. No AP on these though. So 4 saves with no AP.
3 ups. 3
damage. So he'll kill 1 and do a damage to another who does not explode. Okay.
1 damage to the other.
Yeah. Nice shooting there by the hammerhead. That helped us out a lot. We'll come back.
Drop them down.
Yeah.
So those are 3.
Yeah. Less attacks now if they make it in. Last broadside. Let's see where I want to shoot him. Last firing is our broadside here. He fired his smart missiles up and over into this. Killican did 2 damage, but he's firing the Magna rail rifle, since it's prototype, into this guy. He's only got 1 wound, but I just need to kill him. So it's 2 shots, but these are hitting on 4s, and I have no rerolls. I got 1 hit, strength 9, so I need a 3 to wound. I do wound, it's AP -5. So he goes, he's not in range to blow up. Okay, so we take out another Death Dread. Okay, that was some good shooting. Come back with some scoring, as I am not charging anything. End of the T'au turn. Like I said, we're definitely not charging anything. 2 command points were spent for insane bravery or whatever it's called. So they did not flee. So that is spent. But tallying up my score, I took out 9 more vehicles. So that's 9 points. I got 5 points for the primary, 3 points for engage on all fronts with the deep strikers, 2 drones alive over there, and my stealth team and these guys in that quarter. So that gave me another 3, which puts me at a total of 23 points going into Orc turn 2. Movement has concluded for the Dread mob here. These guys all swung back to handle the fusion suits that jumped in. So that's not great news for those guys and gal back there. Up here in the middle, we did have the Yellow Dread. He moved up and got healed by the Warlord. 3 wounds. The green guy there with the Sister's Rhino shield did advance and rolled a 6, so 7 inches, since they are Evil Sons. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Evil Sons, very nice, I'm learning. The 2 guys in the cans, they shifted over this way, and then the big can squad moved over here. Boys moved up to hopefully maybe get a charge on the stealth team. And then we've got the other Dread that was wounded over here, moved on to the objective to help secure it. But at the end of the command phase, the Orks did control 3 objectives, so they get 10 points for their primary, and they did complete their get the good bits on 2 objectives for another 6. So they're at 16 points right now after that scoring. But yeah, looks like some charges are forthcoming into the town lines. Let's go on to the shooting phase. We have done a little bit of kill-a-can shooting. 4 of these guys fired into the drones back here, took them out. Because that was just, if they didn't go away, free points for me. The other 2 fired up into the stealth team, did nothing. Then all the boys fired at the stealth suits, did nothing. But now we're firing some rockets from the Death Dread up into the stealth team.
Hitting on 6s though. Hey,
1
there's
hit
a hit.
this time.
Strength 8.
So this will wound on a 2. It does wound AP.
Minus lots. I have to.
I'm going to take it on a gun drone, if I can. I rolled a 2, so a gun drone does explode.
That is -2 and does 3 ones.
Yeah, okay. Good call on the drone. Okay, so that's it right there. Let's see what's next. More shooting. The little mech down there, he did fire up. He killed the last drone and a stealth suit. We had some more firing. The cans shot the drones, did nothing actually. And then the Warlord there fired into the Fire Warriors and also missed with everything. But we're coming over here. We can't miss with this shot, as it's a Scorcha coming into the Crisis team. Is that correct?
So we'll have a Scorcha, Scorcha, Scorcha.
Okay.
So first one.
Yep.
D6 shots.
6.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. And these are Strength 5, Toughness 5, correct?
Yes.
So 4s. That is
4.
4 wounds. AP
No, -1, I think.
-1.
Scorcha is AP -1.
So, and how much? Just 1 damage.
1 damage each.
I'm going to, oh geez, these are 4-up saves. Do I try to take it on a drone or do I just suck it up?
50-50 shot.
Yeah, I want to do it. They have 3 wounds each. Statistically, 1 should be alive. 4s. And let's command point that. Okay, so 1 dies. Okay, 1 is dead. And I spent a command point down to 2 left.
Next Scorcha. D6 shots.
Mm-hmm. For 2.
Only 2.
Okay.
1 wound.
1 wound. I will take this on a suit again. 4-up save. No. Okay, so another one takes a damage.
Last Scorcha.
Last Scorcha. For 2 more. No
Nothing.
wounds. Okay, so I lost the suit. That's 3 fusion blasters. Ooh, shouldn't have risked it. All right, let's see what's next. We got a little ahead of ourselves with all the Scorchers, but we're coming back. This guy's firing his Mega Blasta.
Custom Mega Blasta.
Custom Mega Blaster. He rolled the D3, so it's 3 shots already. We know that.
Hitting on 5s.
Hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Strength 5.
Strength 8.
I'm sorry, Toughness 5 is what I meant to say. So 3s to wound.
Yeah. No wound.
No wound. He survives. Okay.
Actually, I haven't used a reroll.
You could command point it.
I'm going to command point
He's
that.
command pointing. That does wound. AP?
Minus 3. Minus 3.
Okay.
It does D6 wounds if it gets through.
Shield drone. Okay, so, and on a 5, the shield drone lives. Okay, so shield drone is gone. Alright, next.
Custom Mega Blaster, D3 shots.
For 3, that's
3.
good.
Hitting on 5s. This is hard.
One hit and a 3 to wound again.
Yeah. No wound, no command roll.
Okay, and that's it for the shooting. Let's see where the charges come. Kicking off the charge phase with some killicans coming in to the fire warriors. They need a 7, I think.
Yes.
That is a 12.
Yeah.
So they're definitely in. We'll do Overwatch later because it's not, I don't think it's going to matter with them.
So they're in.
They rolled a big 12. These guys are actually going to the drones, which they need a 4. But they do get a minus to this. We'll see if it matters though. A 9. Even if I roll a 3 on the D3 minus, there's still, I guess it does matter for where you position. So you minus 1 to that. So you rolled an 8 basically. So they'll get to where they want to be anyway. And then coming around for the crazy stuff, we'll get some overwatching over here for sure.
So that is an 8-inch charge. It is rerollable.
I am going to, before you roll this, 8-inch charge rerollable. I'm just going to fire these two. I'm going to save him to Overwatch something. Well, no, I'm going to fire them all. So that's going to be 9 shots hitting on, I've got 8 die here, so let's...
Yeah, 5s.
Yeah, hitting on 5s. I'm missing, there it is. Hitting on 5, so I'll get one more shot because there's only 8 die, but 5s to hit.
2.
We got 2 so far.
3.
3 hits. So these will wound on 3s.
1 wound.
1 wound. I'm going to spend a command point, putting me down to 1 to reroll that. Okay, so 2 wounds, 2d6. Need an 8. That is 8. So I blow him up in Overwatch, but my Overwatch is gone. Okay, and that cost me a command point. I'm down to 1. So now you can charge freely with these other 2 guys, as all the Overwatch is gone.
Okay, this one was 5, I think.
Yeah, he needed a 5. The other guy needs a 9. So he is in with a 10.
Yeah, so I'm going to sweep him out of the way over here.
Yep.
With that roll.
Mm-hmm. No, this guy's just, nobody's charging the commander, so this will be a 9-inch.
I'm going to move this die.
Yeah, no problem.
So that is, I'm going to say 8 to 9.
Okay. We'll see what we get here.
8.5. But
that
it is
a
rerollable.
7. Yep, re-roll that.
Technically, I could probably get in with that. With the, he does have.
Oh, +1 to his charge.
Yeah, because he's evil son. But 9.
He's definitely
9 will do it without any bonuses.
So the suits are engaged. We'll come back with some combat.
1 hit, strength 8.
All right, we're wounding here. 1 wound or 1 hit through. This is the Killican on those. Strength 8. That does wound, and it's a lot. So I'm going to try to take it on a drone.
Yeah, so it's -3, and if it gets through, it's 3.
So the drone takes it. Does the drone live? The drone does not live. So 2 drones are gone, and we have the big boy there left to scrap some T'au.
So he gets his base of 3 and 1 for the claws.
Mm-hmm.
So, or let's see. Hold on. So he has 2 claws, base of 3, 2 claws gets him to 5, 1 for the wog.
Okay,
gets
so
him
6 attacks.
And this time he is hitting on 3s.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 3 1s in there.
So
Strength
10.
10. Okay, so 2s to wound here.
Still
2
only
wounds.
2 wounds.
-3. Try to take them on the drones here. All right, so the drones take them. Do the drones live? The drones survive.
Wow.
Okay, that was big for the T'au. We'll come back with some more brutally gross results down here. We actually forgot a charge that we had planned to do. The boys are charging up the steps into the stealth team. Need an 8. It is rerollable. They
Not with
have
that.
failed once, but they are in with that one. All right,
Yeah.
we will come back and sort that out in a moment. Combat has concluded around the board. The cans obviously wiped out those fire warriors. They did consolidate in here. These guys only killed 1 drone. I did do all my fighting back with the T'au everywhere. Over here, we took a wound off a stealth suit. Nothing done back. We did kill 1 boy in Overwatch over there. But yeah, I fired all my other Overwatch. Nothing else happened. Back here, yeah, no damage done. The 2 suits fought the Killacan and did nothing to him. But
This is where I forgot to do my ramming speed.
Oh, yeah.
Made a huge difference.
Yeah, could have ramming speeded them. But yeah, that is the end. The boys have 16 points to the 23 of the T'au going into battle round 3. Movement has concluded for the T'au. This one didn't take me quite as long because a lot of stuff just fell back. So over here, the Crisis suits fell back, and then Skyfire, she moved back with them, so she's still able to shoot, but the 2 Crisis suits are not firing this turn. Down under here, these Fire Warriors moved up. They are wholly within, they're wholly within 12 inches of the enemy deployment zone, so they are deploying teleport homers, or deploying scanners, we're calling it, for T'au. Right there, completing that action. If they're alive in my command phase, I'll get 2 points. Over here, the broadside shifted up a little bit to get a little bit better range on things. The 2 hammerheads moved around a little bit to get lines of fire. Over here are blob of fire warriors and the Cadre Fireblade, and their drones shifted to get more shots into these cans down here. The drones fell out of combat. The fire warriors jumped over the rail to get a little bit of cover if there's any shots. Brave Stand, my commander, did not move, but the broadside shifted around a little bit to just get a little more spacing. Pathfinders fell out of combat. And then the 2 stealth suits, they fell out of combat, and they are both within 3 inches of that objective, and they are in that table quarter. So I have 4 table quarters again with them, the Pathfinders, this corner, and that stuff. So I'm going to get 3 points for engage on all fronts. Again, I only had 2 objectives in my command phase, so I only get 5 points for the objectives here. But I will, with this maneuver over here, prevent the Orks from getting any points for the primary, as I will be contesting that objective. But that's it right now. Pretty much we're going to try to kill these 2 big mechs in the middle, or not big mechs, Death Dreads, sorry, and then wipe out these 2 cans and hopefully start whittling these cans down. That's kind of the plan. This corner is pretty much sacrificed. The stealth team will contest that objective and then die heroically for the greater good later on. But that's where we're at. Let's go on to shooting phase. We did our markers and some small arms. The 2 drones and my Cadre Fireblade marked this guy, only 1 marker light. So we do have reroll 1s there. No command points to upgrade that. All the Fire Warriors here and here fired in, took 2 wounds off the Killacans, and our brave drone here did fire into that guy, did do 1 wound to him. But we're going to come back here to Commander Skyfire. She's going to fire in at the Death Dread. She hits on 2s. She will not have any rerolls though. And there's a 1, so 3 hits, strength 8, toughness 7, so 3s to wound. 2 wounds, AP minus 4, so no save, so I need to roll an 8. That is 10. Okay, so he goes, does he explode?
No.
It does not explode. All right. We've taken that guy out.
That's right, he was terrible at close combat, he deserved to die.
Yeah. Then we'll go ahead and fire... I know what I want to do next. This guy's going to fire his smart missiles into our isolated character here, and the railgun, the Magna rail rifle, is going into the guy with going into the guy with the marker lights. So let's go ahead and shoot the Magna rail rifle. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. That's a 4 and a 1. One hit, strength 9, wounding on a 3. It does wound, AP minus 5 again. So D6 minimum 3. For 3 damage on this guy here. And then we've got 8 smart missiles coming in to the character here. They hit on 4s. They'll actually hit on 5s because technically I am firing through that. Ooh, nothing. Okay, I just needed one of those to hit to kill him. But he lives through that. All right, let's see what's next. Coming back, we're going to take our tank ace. He's splitting fire all over the place. He's going to fire his smart missiles into the character as well. And he'll hit on 2s even with the interfering terrain because of his power. His seeker missile is going into the wounded dread. And then his main cannon will be overcharged into the yellow dread hiding underneath there. So let's see here. Yeah, let's go ahead and start with the 8 shots into our character here. Need 2s to hit. They all hit. Strength 5.
T5.
T5, so 4s. That is, oh, pretty good. 6 wounds, no AP. So he does get 6 up saves, I believe.
Yep. So I need 6 sixes. Let's see what happens.
It could happen.
Nothing.
But not today. All right, so we do take that guy out.
Yeah, he had one wound.
Let's.
That was like so much overkill.
Yeah. Let's fire Seeker Missile. Hits on a 2. Does hit. Strength 8, so wounds on a 3. Does not wound. Seeker Missile is a bust. Do I
One
spend
command
a
point
command point? Let's do it. We'll spend that command point.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Denied.
Okay, so I've got 1 command point left. And then... Alright, we're going to roll for the overcharge. Sad. Okay, hits on 2s on the yellow guy. Does hit. 3 to wound. No wound. Oh, that was a sad, sad scenario.
That was the doom that came to town.
Yes. Alright, so next... Let's see. We moved on. The high yield missile pod broadside. He fired into the killicans with his smart missiles. Did 1 damage. There's 1 over there with 1 wound left. And then his high yield missile pod going into the markered Death Dread. So 8 shots hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. No 1s. Okay, but still good. 5 will do it. And strength 7, toughness 7. So 4s.
3.
All right, so 3 at AP minus 2.
5. Save 1,
So
take 2.
Fail 2, and these are D3, but they're strength 7, so you reduce these by 1. So 5s or 6s, or they're 1 damage each. So that is 2 damage to him. He is down to 2 wounds left. Let's go ahead and fire our... let's go to this guy. He's going to fire, again, his smart missiles. They don't need line of sight. We're going to the killicans. And then I'll fire the big cannon into the wounded Death Dread. So, smart missiles hitting on 2s because he's next to the tank ace.
All hit? No.
1 miss. 4s to wound. Just 2 wounds and no AP. And these
On
guys.
the killican?
Yeah.
3 up. We're
Okay,
good.
He made it.
Because he has made amazing saves today.
Yes.
Hero
He's
of the
got
game is a little killican.
2 wounds left. I have to overcharge. I'm not going to spend the command point. Alright, overcharging. 5
There you
shots.
go.
Okay. That 1 was an outlier. All the other rolls have been 5 shots. Alright, so hitting on 2s. They all hit. And wounding on 3s, yeah. Strength 8 with the overcharge. So 3 wounds, AP minus 2 on the Death Dread in the middle.
3?
Yes.
So, 5 ups. Save 1.
It is a flat 3, so he is gone.
And there's nothing within
I don't think he's
boom
going
range
to.
anyway. But
He
would
blows,
boom.
but I don't think.
No.
Yeah, we'll double check, but I think we're safe there. And that is, I believe, all of my shooting.
Yeah.
He's safe, yeah. Okay, no damage in the explosion. That concludes the shooting phase for the T'au. Let's see what's next. Almost forgot. The commander has not fired. Brave Stand is going to go ahead and shoot these Killicans. He'll have 6 shots hitting on 2s, and he didn't move, so with his Warlord trait, he'll reroll 1s. So we got 2 1s. Okay. And these are strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Not great. Only 2 wounds. AP -2.
5 ups. Nope.
So you fail them both. So the first one will kill the guy on 1 wound, and then D3. It is a 5, so it will be 2 damage on the last guy. But that is the end of the shooting phase for the T'au, and I'm not charging anything. So that will conclude the T'au turn. And let's see, what's the score here? I did max out my Bring It Down, so I've got 15 points for that, plus 8 points for Engage on All Fronts, and then another 10 for the primaries, so 18 and 15. I have 33 points going into Orks turn 3. Movement has concluded for the Orks. This guy shuffled this way a little bit, eyeing up a charge under here while still being able to fire backward. In the middle, the Warlord and his now fully healed Death Dread comrade are moving into the T'au, the heart of the T'au forces. The red Death Dread rolled the big 6 on an advance, come in this direction. Boys are holding the objective. His little mech friend only rolled a 1 on his advance, so he's run away from him a little bit. The boys came down off the steps to get back on the objective. And over here, we've got the single Killican one in for the Pathfinders. The big squad's moving this way. At the end of the command phase, the Orks controlled 2 objectives. They had this one with the Killicans, boys back here, and then I contested this one. Yeah, so they had 2, so they got 5 points for the primary, and then they are engaging on all 4 fronts. These guys here, Orks in this region, can there, and then the yellow Death Dread did make it into this quarter wholly. So 3 points there, puts them at, I believe, 24 points for the Orks. So down 9, it is a very close game. The T'au getting shoved and caught in this corner, so it's going to be tough to score a lot of points for them. I am doing the action down there, but this Killican probably is going to kill all of them before they can complete it. But let's go on to shooting. Moving along in the shooting phase, all the cans over here shot, killed a Pathfinder. They split their fire into both these squads. They killed 1 Fire Warrior and took a wound off the recon drone. Back here the boys did kill the wounded stealth suit. And now we are on to the Warlord, our boss here. He is going to fire into my tank ace.
Yeah, he's going to be doing D3 shots.
+1.
+1 for extra custom weapon.
Mm-hmm. For 4 shots. Nice.
And he is hitting on 4s because he's a talented big mech.
He knows what he's doing.
But he can't hit.
Only hit 1.
He shoots like an orc.
And toughness 7?
Strength 8.
Okay, so 3 to wound are... That wounds. AP...
-3.
-3. Okay, so this is a 6-up save. Which I fail.
D6 wounds. Well, let's roll it on the table.
For
just 2.
Okay, so he will survive.
Actually,
that.
I can command point.
He can command point, that's true.
So I'm going to drop that down. I have 5 left.
Alright. And it got worse.
It got worse.
Okay, so 1 damage there. Let's see what's next. Charge phase is complete. Boys made it in, enveloped our stealth suit. These cans charge in the drones and the fire warriors. They made it in. I think, did I do? I don't know. I don't think I did any damage to them in Overwatch, but this guy actually rolled snake eyes and failed his charge because of the Guardian, or the Grav inhibitor drone. So he didn't make it in, and he took 2 wounds in Overwatch. The big guy came in, he made his charge. The Warlord tried to come in after him, but failed. We did 1 wound to him in Overwatch. Both Fire Warrior squads and this guy fired in. He also did ramming speed. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So he did 3 mortal wounds to this squad of 5 right here. They actually pulled them out of combat with that, but the morale will be an issue. And then finally, the can did charge into my guys down here. They didn't fire Overwatch because they're doing an action. So he's going to strike at them. Let's go ahead and start there as he fights the Fire Warriors down here underneath the platform.
All right, so he's hitting on 4s, rolling 4 dice.
He hits
Twice. Strength 8.
So wounds on a 2. Both wound.
-3 does 3.
Okay, so 2 of them get
Obliterated.
crunched. I'll deal with that later. 2 of those guys are dead. All right, let's go to...
I gotta look at Mr. Pitchy Hands because
Let's
this
check
is the
some
first time.
stats.
First time he's actually made it into combat in
9th edition.
in 9th edition.
7 attacks, hitting on 3s, striking out with some Fire Warriors.
1 miss.
1 miss, 6 hit.
Strength 10.
So yes, death on 2s. That's enough to wipe that squad. All right, let's see what's next. Conclusion of the Orc turn. They wiped out the Fire Warriors and took out the recon drone. The other 2 drones survived. They only wounded once against the drone. Stealth suit did not make it. Over here, the squad of 4, we saw that, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. Morale on the drones, they passed. Morale on this squad that lost 3 to the mortal wounds on the charge, they also passed. So that will be the conclusion of Orc turn 3. We'll go on to T'au turn 4. Movement has concluded for the T'au. Not too much excitement happening over here. Everything that was in combat fell out. Did spend some command points here for cut them down, which took out another drone, so there's 1 drone left in this squad. They all fell back that direction. The other drones fell back this direction. We also do have... these guys didn't move. None of them moved. They're staying stationary. The broadside slid up. Our tank ace flew up onto the platform. The other flew in behind him. These guys were not in combat because of the way I killed the models. So they fell out there, or didn't fall out. They just moved there. They're deploying, targeting homers or deploying beacons again. I did advance with Skyfire. She's going this way a little bit, so she can shoot down that way if she needs to. These guys just flew up. I do have 1 guy here. He is within range of the objective. So if he survives, I will hold that objective possibly in the next round. But that's pretty much it. The cans are a problem. We need to get rid of the cans. This guy obviously in our lines is a problem. If I can get rid of those 2, that'd be great. Bonus would be if I can kill the Warlord, who's very isolated. And then maybe if there's stuff left, I can fire Skyfire down into the last Death Dread over here. Also, I guess the Fire Warriors, the Pathfinders advanced around. 2 of them are within, they are controlling that objective with 2 guys, but I'm not sure what else they'll be able to do going forward. Let's go to the shooting phase. Did a couple things. We did fire a marker light from the Cadre Fireblade and marked the cans with 1 marker light. The Pathfinders did down there. They did fire into those boys, did no damage. Now we're on the broadside with the Magnum Rail Rifle. He's fired his smart missiles into the cans, did nothing. The big gun, the Magnum Rail Rifle, is going into the yellow Death Dread. So these are 4s to hit. They both hit. Nice. 3s to wound. 1 wound. Do I spin my... I'm going to spin my command point now, because I could kill him if this wounds on a 3. It does wound. It's AP -5. 2d6, minimum 3. And that is 7, which is what he has. So I did take him out. Does he explode? I hope not. He does not. Okay. So no explosion. Cleared 1 thing from the lines. Let's see what's next. Next up, we're going to have these 2 suits. They're going to fire in at the Warlord. I don't have enough command points to pay for coordinated engagement, so no ballistic skill bonus, but they are, with their cross-link stabilizer jets, they reroll 1s to hit and wound. So we've got 6 shots, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. 2 hits so far, 3 hits, and it's strength 8, toughness 5, so 3s.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. Okay. He does not have an invulnerable save.
Yeah, he's 2 ups, so...
Minus 4, so yeah, he gets 3 6-up saves.
Nothing.
None. Alright, so 3d6 for 7.
That's
So
enough to finish him off.
Cleared that. Alright, so far so good for the T'au shooting. We have done some firing in here. The commander and this broadside fired in and took out 2 cans. Just fired the smart missiles from our tank ace and he did 3 damage. Yeah, 3 damage. And I spent a command point to give him 6 shots with his overcharged ion cannon. Come over here. So he's going to hit on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Rerolls these. They all hit. And strength 7, so these will be, I'm sorry, strength 8. 3s to wound. Ooh, but I only wound 3 times. It is AP minus 2 on those boys. So 5 ups. Save 2. Alright, so the flat 3 damage does kill that one. Does he explode?
No.
No explosion. Alright, so I've got Skyfire and one last Hammerhead left. Let me see what I want to do. Off camera, I did have Skyfire. I was really debating whether to shoot her into this guy, but I needed to clear this. So she fired in. Even with her advance, she got 1 wound through and did 5 damage and killed him. He did not explode. Then last thing to shoot is this other Hammerhead. Fired in his smart missiles already into these cans. Actually did 4 wounds, but now he is overcharging his cannon, so it's D6 shots. Let's see, 3 this time. And these will hit on 2s, re-rolling 1s, they all hit, and then 3s to wound. So 2 wounds at AP minus 2.
5 ups.
So yeah, flat 3 kills that one, does not explode. Alright, that is the end of the T'au shooting phase. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but they are deploying scanners again. So they are not shooting anything. But that is it here for the T'au, I believe. We will move on to Orks. Oh, we do actually have a morale here, I guess.
Yeah.
So they lost 4.
So I need a 3 or less.
That is a 3. Okay, so they make it. Nobody else, needs to make a morale check. All right, so that concludes our T'au turn. Let's see what the Orks do next. Movement has concluded for the Orks. I will note I made a mistake. You can see there's a huge gap here. I should have left these drones within 3, and I didn't. So that's going to cost me because I do have this one right now, which obviously may not in my turn. But these guys, so I was banking on having these 2, but they're doomed at this point because this guy moved around, so he can fire in or charge, probably charge so he can get on an objective. The little mech moved up under the bridge. The boys shuffled forward a little bit, so they're still controlling that objective and they can get shots. But as far as the primaries, the Orks were controlling 4 objectives. I'm sorry, 3 objectives. That one, that one, and this one. So they had 3 and more than me, so they got the full 15 points for primaries. I'm really struggling with the concept of primary objectives, it seems. But that's it. This Def Dread and these boys moved up a little bit closer to get shots and possible charge from the Def Dread here. So the T'au have a lot of assets left, but we're in a bad position for the objectives going forward. It's going to be tight coming down the line. Let's take some Ork shooting. Shooting phase complete. The 2 cans fired into my Warlord, Brave Stand, took 2 wounds off. I decided not to take it on the drones. So yeah, who knows if that works out. The Pathfinders, though, heroes that they are, survived all the shooting over here. They actually only had to make 1 armor save. It was mostly due to missing. Around here, the Def Dread and the boys fired in, took 2 wounds off. Skyfire. Also, I decided to save the drones for if that guy gets into combat. His combat weapons are scarier. But that's everything. So we'll come back with some charge phase action. So the boys attempted to charge. Skyfire, they failed, even with their reroll. She fired Overwatch and didn't do any damage. So now the Def Dread's coming in. He needs a 6 to get in with his charge bonuses, which he is in. And now firing Overwatch here. So it'll actually be 10 shots. I've got 8 here. So 5s. 3 so far, and then I get 2 more shots. So 4 go through. Need 3s to wound. They all wound. It's 4d6. This could be... That is a dead... Death Dread to see explode. It does not explode. Okay. So we survived the onslaught there. Let's see what's next. Combat is concluded. These 2 guys finished off the drone, and the 2 fire warriors consolidated this way. Over here, this guy kind of whiffed a little bit. He only killed 1. This guy also rolled Snake Eyes and 3 on his reroll and failed the charge. So the good news for the T'au is I have 2 guys within 3 of this and 1 guy within 3 of that. So I will get a few points for primaries into my turn, but that is the end of Orks turn 4. We'll come back with T'au turn 5. At the end of the T'au command phase, we do get 5 points, 6 here, and down there for the primary objectives, putting us at 46 points. I did also complete this objective again, that gave me 2, so put us at 46. The Orks are currently sitting at 43. We had forgot to add in their Overrun objectives, their secondary objective, which they scored 4 points on that. But as it stands, if the T'au on this turn can wipe out this squad of boys, we will win the game. There would be no way that the Orks could score enough. If we take them out, they won't get any points for primaries, and they could max get 2 points for engage on all fronts, which would put it at 46 to 45. So it came down to the wire, but the Orks are retreating at this point, knowing that that little squad of boys right there wouldn't withstand all the firepower of the T'au. So the Orks retreat back into the depths of the Space Hulk as the T'au move forward cautiously, exploring its contents. Back here with our recap, we're discussing off camera things we could have done a little bit better. For me, definitely, this is my first match play game of 9th edition. My concept and grasp of when and how to secure primary objectives, I just totally blew it. First turn, I could have moved my Fire Warriors out and got that, and probably had 15 points in turn 2 instead of 5 points. Over here, I mean, how easy would it have been for me to just fall them back right there, and I would have scored, primary points for that. So I got to get a better grasp of that stuff. I'm not sure. I think maybe my decision to put these guys in Deep Strike back here was right, because I was able to clear most of the heavy stuff before it got into my lines. We just had the one yellow guy that actually came from the middle of the field that got in. Everybody else got blown up mostly before they got in, but I had a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
It was a great game.
Oh,
Yeah, it
awesome.
was fantastic.
Yeah. But we were talking about, too, for the Orks, what were you saying about your WOG?
Okay, so 3 major errors on the Orks. One, I misinterpreted the terrain.
Yeah.
So not being able to move through this terrain on this side caused me a big problem with getting my stuff across the board. I hit a huge bottleneck here where 3 turns, I had stuff that really wasn't doing much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is I intended to advance everything turn 1 and for some reason lost my mind and decided not to. I called the WOG too early. Should have called the WOG later. So those were my biggest mistakes, is not advancing everything. Should have called the WOG turn 2. And it literally cost me the game.
Yeah, I think, advancing everybody turn 1. Because your idea at the time, we talked about it then, was you wanted to shoot stuff to try to, weaken my firepower. But in reality, it just, you needed to rush in with as much as you could, as quick as you could against the T'au, I think.
Yeah.
But and then WOG turn 2 with all the, bonuses to charging and advancing and charging. Yeah, it would have been secured. You might have lost, an extra Death Dread in turn 2. But you would have had that many more in combat, because like I was saying, you only ended up getting 1 back here, and you probably would have had more than that had we done it the other way. But This is your tournament list. Are you thinking of any tweaks or anything based on this game?
Well, I've been playing a few different versions of this over the past 3 weeks, and I've already made some tweaks to it by changing out grots for boys, removing the custom force field. I deliberately left off the custom force field from this list because the 6-up saves I don't think would have even made much of a difference with all the shooting today, and it eats a lot of points to do that.
Yeah.
So going forward, it's debatable on whether the boys will stay as they are or be replaced with something else. But so far, this has been a very survivable list against everything. It actually lasted to the 5th turn.
Yeah.
So, which is phenomenal against the amount of firepower T'au was bringing.
Yeah, a lot. The 2 tanks, can really bring a lot of fire down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Really awesome game. Your army is beautiful. I can't stress enough how awesome these orcs look. But yeah, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Happy New Year to everybody. 2022 is on the way and it is here now. So thanks again for watching. Have fun.